Nestled in the foothills of the Italian Alps, wrapped in misty mountains and kissed by sunlight, there lies a destination that has inspired poets, kings, and dreamers for centuries. This is Lake Como, Italy's dream destination. A place where time feels slower, elegance is effortless, and beauty is everywhere. From the shimmering waters to the charming villages perched on its shores, Lake Como is not just a lake, it's a lifestyle, a legacy, a living canvas of art and romance. Today, we're going to explore the history, the hidden corners, the glamour, and the soul of Lake Como. Whether you're planning your first visit or dreaming from afar, this is the story of a place that touches the heart and never really lets go. 1. A lake carved by nature, shaped by history. Lake Como isn't just beautiful, it's ancient. Formed by glacial retreat over 10,000 years ago, its iconic upside-down Y shape stretches for over 146 square kilometers, making it one of the deepest lakes in Europe. But this isn't just a natural wonder. It's a place where history and geography dance together. The ancient Romans loved it. The Renaissance artists painted it. And in the 19th century, it became a refuge for philosophers, writers, and aristocrats, all drawn to its stillness and inspiration. To understand Lake Como, you don't just look at it. You feel it in the reflections on the water, the echo of footsteps in stone alleys, the bells that chime through alpine air. 2. Bellagio, the pearl of the lake. Let's start in Bellagio, the most famous and arguably most glamorous town on the lake. Perched at the point where the lake's 3 branches divide, Bellagio is the perfect blend of Italian charm and high-end elegance. Narrow cobblestone streets weave uphill past boutique shops and family-run trattorias. Balconies overflow with pink and purple flowers. The lakeside promenade invites you to slow down and simply stare across the water. You'll find luxury here, yes. 5-star hotels and famous villas. But also quiet, authentic moments, a fisherman's boat, children playing near the dock, the smell of fresh focaccia from a tiny bakery. In Bellagio, glamour doesn't shout, it whispers. 3. Varenna, the romantic soul of Como. On the eastern shore lies Varenna, a lesser-known gem that many say captures the true soul of Lake Como. Varenna is poetic. It doesn't dazzle with opulence. It draws you in gently with its quiet charm, its pastel houses, and its serene pace of life. Walk along the Lover's Walk, a scenic footpath hugging the shoreline. Sit by the pier and watch the sunset paint the sky with lavender and gold. Visit the Villa Monastero, where manicured gardens blend seamlessly into the lake's edge. Varenna is for lovers of beauty, of history, of stillness. 4. Menaggio relaxed elegance with a local heart. Cross the lake again, and you'll find Menaggio, a town that feels a little more local, a little more grounded. Here, life unfolds on cafe terraces, and in the town square where locals sip espresso and exchange greetings with familiar faces. Menaggio is your starting point for scenic hikes into the hills with sweeping lake views. Boat rentals if you want to explore the lake at your own pace. Cycling along old Roman paths that lead to sleepy hilltop villages. And it's perfect for families, couples, or solo travelers who want to experience Lake Como without the crowds. 5. Villa del Balbianello, the icon of elegance. If Lake Como had a crown jewel, it would be Villa del Balbianello. Built in the 18th century on a wooded promontory, this villa has seen diplomats, writers, and even Hollywood royalty featured in James Bond's Casino Royale and Star Wars' Attack of the Clones. But it's not just its celebrity that makes it special. It's the gardens that seem to float above the water. The loggia that frames the lake like a living painting. The sense that here you are both inside history and outside of time. Arrive by boat. Wander through the terraces. Let the silence speak. It's more than a destination, it's an emotion. 6. The food lake-to-table delights. Food in Lake Como is more than just Italian cuisine. It's mountain meets Mediterranean magic. Local specialties include lavarello, a delicate whitefish caught fresh from the lake. Pizzoccheri buckwheat pasta tossed with cheese, cabbage, and butter. Polenta soft or grilled, always hearty. And of course, gelato, best enjoyed by the water at sunset. You'll find Michelin star restaurants, yes, but also hidden osterias where the grandma in the kitchen makes your risotto and brings it to your table herself. In Como, meals aren't rushed, they're shared. 7. The boats. How you travel becomes the journey. On Lake Como, the boat isn't just transportation, it's the experience itself. You can hop on ferries that crisscross the lake all day, water taxis for private tours, or even self-drive wooden boats letting you feel like an old-world movie star. The perspective from the water is like no other. Looking back at the villas, the mountains, the towns, they seem more mythical, more cinematic. This isn't just a ride, it's a memory being made. 8 off-the-beaten-path moments that feel like a secret. Yes, Lake Como has celebrities and yachts, but it also has moments nobody else sees. An abandoned chapel hidden in the forest. A trattoria with no menu, only what the chef felt like cooking that day. A morning fog that lingers over the water like a dream not quite ready to end. A bell tower echoing through olive groves at dusk. These aren't on tourist maps. They're found by walking slowly, by getting lost on purpose, by being present. So far, we've wandered through Lake Como's most beloved towns, tasted its flavors, and touched its soul. But we're just getting started. 9. The Green Heart, hiking above the lake. Most travelers never leave the shoreline. But just above the towns are hundreds of hiking trails with views that will take your breath away. Start with the Greenway del Lago di Como, a 10-kilometer scenic trail that winds through olive groves, sleepy hamlets, and panoramic overlooks. Or challenge yourself with the trail to Monte Grona, where you'll see the Alps to the north and the glitter of the lake below. A view that feels like it belongs in another world. There's something about walking here. The silence of nature, the crunch of gravel underfoot, the scent of wild rosemary on the breeze. It reconnects you. 10. Winter on Lake Como, the season nobody talks about. Everyone knows about summer on the lake, the yachts, the cocktails, the sunshine. But what about winter? In December, Lake Como transforms into something quiet, intimate, and pure. The crowds vanish. The air turns crisp. The towns light up with fairy tale charm. Como Town hosts a winter light festival, with animations projected onto historic buildings. Local markets sell handmade goods and mulled wine. And in the early mornings, a layer of mist floats just above the water, as if the lake itself is still dreaming. Best of all, hotel rates drop dramatically. You get the same villas, the same views for a fraction of the price. If solitude is luxury, then winter is Como's best-kept secret. 11. Springtime in bloom, the awakening of the lake. From mid-March to late May, Lake Como wakes up. The flowers burst open, the trees blush green, and the lake reflects it all like a mirror. This is when the gardens come alive. Villa Carlotta's botanical paradise, filled with azaleas, camellias, and ancient trees. Villa Melzi's neoclassical harmony with views that inspired composers and artists, and lesser-known spots like Giardino della Valle in Cernobbio, a community garden tucked into a fairy tale ravine. Spring is gentle here. It invites you to slow down, breathe deeply, and remember how beautiful beginnings can be. 12. Where to stay. Charm without the price tag. Yes, Lake Como has 5-star palaces, but you don't need to spend a fortune to stay somewhere unforgettable. Consider Albergo Milano in Varenna, a boutique hotel with lake views and homemade breakfasts. Agriturismo, Castello di Vezio. Rustic stone cottages surrounded by olive trees just above the town. Or even family-run guest houses in the hills, where the owner greets you with homemade limoncello and stories passed down for generations. Here, warmth isn't reserved for the elite, it's baked into the way of life. 13. Getting around the lake as your highway. Don't rent a car. Instead, take the public ferries slow, scenic, and surprisingly affordable. Use the funicular from Como to Brunete for jaw-dropping views. Rent a Vespa for winding backroad adventures. Or try walking from town to town, especially in the middle stretch of the lake where everything is closer than you think. Getting around isn't a chore here, it's part of the experience. 14. Taste the seasons, eating with time and place. In spring, it's risotto with wild asparagus. In summer, fresh fish from the lake with lemon and herbs. In fall, hearty stews and earthy mushrooms. And in winter, rich polenta, creamy taleggio, and chestnut desserts. Every season brings new flavors and every town has its specialties. One night, dine at a Michelin star restaurant. The next, grab panini and espresso from a tiny cafe where the barista knows everyone by name. Good food isn't a luxury here, it's the standard. 15. Day trips beyond the lake, a world at your fingertips. From Como, you're perfectly placed to explore Milan, just 45 minutes away by train for fashion, art, and a burst of city energy. Switzerland, via a scenic train ride to Lugano where Italian charm meets Swiss precision. Valtellina, a mountain valley known for its wine, cheese, and alpine beauty. Or the Franciscan monastery of Piona, a peaceful cloister on the lake's quiet northern tip. Lake Como isn't isolated. It's connected to culture, to nature, to possibilities. 16. How to experience Como like a local. Want to avoid the tourist trap version of Lake Como? Here's how. Travel in shoulder seasons, late April to early June or September to October. Learn a few Italian phrases, even simple greetings go a long way. Visit the markets, especially in Como town, where locals shop for produce, cheese, and handmade goods. Skip the all-inclusive resorts and stay in smaller, owner-run places. Don't overschedule. The best moments come when you're not chasing them. Lake Como isn't about checking boxes, it's about soaking in the atmosphere. 17. What makes Lake Como different? There are many beautiful places in the world, but few feel like this. Lake Como has a kind of timeless grace. It doesn't rush to impress you. It invites you to slow down, look deeper, listen more closely. It's not flashy, it's elegant without effort. It doesn't demand anything from you except perhaps that you be present. People say once you visit Lake Como, you're never the same. And they're right. Because it's not just a destination. It's a feeling of peace, of beauty, of something eternal whispering just beneath the surface. Whether you come for a weekend or a month. Whether you stay in a luxury villa or a hillside guest house. Whether you arrive by ferry or by fate. Lake Como finds a way into your story. And once it's in, it never truly leaves.